Hi there, this is Kathy Crow here at the Crow Cottage. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing my videos. It seems kind of bright to me here. I think I look okay on camera, but I've got my lights on because it's strong today. It's rainy and cloudy, and we are so glad for the rain here in Missouri. I'm sure everybody else is too. Although when I was at the exercise place, when I said, "Oh, it's so good to get the rain," one of the guys there he obviously didn't share my joy for the rain, but I have planted a few plants, and so they're not big, and and that's probably a good thing. Oh, my clock's gonna chime a lot because I just wound it. Oh, good, it's off. It's totally off its timing, which is good because I was afraid it was gonna chime 12 right then because I think its time's off. Anyway, because I did just set it, but anyway, so my little plants need rain, and it has been so dry here. Now today, let me jump into it before I get going too crazy on stuff and not knowing what's going on. I'm going to do window wishes today. This is a really nice stamp set. I didn't buy it for a long time because I only have one other window one, but I have that window die that we had a long time ago. And I like it a lot. So I didn't really think I needed this, but I actually prefer this die. And I'll show you why. And then I'm probably going to use the little pumpkins from this old retired Gather Together set in the window. I want to show the window, looking out. The nice thing about this set is that you get enough things that you get stuff for outside stuff, and you get this inside thing. So you can have the view going outside or inside, whichever you choose. In fact, as you've noticed, this doesn't even have the stamp of a window on it. It's just the dies that have that. So you have to have the dies. The dies are really why I bought this set, but I have used the other things in it. They're nice. The die cuts out that nice garland, and the garland is just leaves, so you can make it autumn for now. I might use that today. You can make it Christmassy. You could make it any kind of thing. It could be Valentine's. That's why I like this set. It's the one we had window welcoming window last year and the year before is a very springy one, and it was easy to make it. With all the other stamps I've got, it was easy to make it any season. But if you don't have a lot of stamps to do that with, your old retired ones you just don't have because you haven't been doing it long enough, then this one you can still do a whole lot of things. So today I am using Rays of Light to do the outside. This is fabulous. I've only played with it a tiny bit, and I'm so excited about this. We've had other suns and all that. This one just seems more beginner friendly. I've had a lot better luck with it than some sun stamp things. Okay, what else am I doing? I wanted to show you, Jeff and I went to Carthage. Okay, I needed a trowel. Apparently I left all my trowels. I had like 3 of them in Richland at home, our old home. And I don't have one. So this is a very cheap one. I think I got for $1. And it's sturdy. So I was very happy about it. But this is one of the finds we got at the antique shop in Carthage, Missouri. Now when we went up to the stand to buy this and a couple of other things, the lady laughed at us for showing up this weekend because last weekend was the big fall thing that I thought we were getting to. And anyway, I missed it. Figures, huh? Hi, Chris. It's nice to see you. Thank you so much for commenting. So I know you're with me. And you reminded me, I actually need to look down here. When I put the camera down, I will not see anything. So I'm finding that I can find me on my phone my other phone, my old phone that I don't use anymore. So I can't see comments on my computer anymore. I don't know what Facebook is doing. They're doing different things all the time. So now at least I'm not with my team meetings. In fact, that reminds me, join our team. We have just a few more days, people. This is a really good deal, $155 worth of stuff for $99, plus all the benefits of being on our team. It's really fun. But when I'm doing my team meeting, on my team page, it doesn't let me turn it around. So this doesn't say rays of light. If I show it to people, it's backwards. I can't, it's not showing me that icon. I've looked everywhere for it. So if anyone knows where that icon is, some pages apparently are friendlier. My camera's not happy about my turning. Sorry, this is taking a long time because I can't turn it. It's not cooperating with me at all. It's like super unhappy about that. Okay, I think we made it. Oh, that was a tough one. I must need to shut off my phone and restart it again. I think that's often what happens, is it needs that. And then I'm afraid my battery's going to go down today. So I'm trying to get my phone plugged in without you having to see the cords all over the place. Okay, so here's my offer. I am always offering now. I have so many cards now, and these are my nice ones because I'm not sending as many cards out anymore as I used to. So I actually have quite a few to give away. So they're really nice. You'll get a big pack of cards, at least 10. You might get more. But I'm guaranteeing 10, and you have to order with the host code, and please leave your name and your address as my customer. I cannot send this to you unless you do that, because I don't know I might even know your name, but sometimes they just give me your email, and I don't even know your name. I'm not allowed to see all of that stuff. So I have my paper out ready. I'm actually going to get rid of, we're going to have a little glare going for a while because I've got to use our sponge. We're going to sponge this, but first I'm going to use the Stamparatus on this. That's the first thing we're going to do. And so I've just got a piece of white cardstock, basic Stampin' Up! White cardstock here. And I'm trying to get out my Stamparatus without everything on it. Boy, my plate's dirty. I need to take care of my stuff better. And this is a cling stamp set, so I don't really need this insert. So I'm going to take that out. And I don't think I need my paper, but in case I decide to emboss, it's kind of nice. This is a handy little page to pour my embossing powder on in case I decide to do that. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. So I'll slide that in there. It also has the grid lines so that I can make sure my I know right where my paper is placed when I stick it in there. Now I am going to use a couple of Bible verse stamps today that are not Stampin' Up! Ones, and I wish Stampin' Up! Carried more Bible verses. They do have some religious ones, that's great, but I find people are much more encouraged by actual Bible verses than my opinion of a Bible verse, and that's what those sentiments usually are opinions of what a Bible verse. They're good ones. I'm not complaining about the fact that they're not good. They're good, but some are better than others. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put, first of all, let's turn this around. I always start with it backwards. My brain is backwards. I'm sure if this is, I'm going to cut it at 5.5 and just do a standard size card. I think I would have been labeled as dyslexic if I had been unfortunate enough to go through the school systems in this time period, although they might be doing better about that. There was a time when like everybody was, and they probably are. It's like, seriously, I know, but they're coping just fine. Just leave them alone. All right, I'm not going to get on any soapboxes today. I'm promising to behave myself because there's always so much crazy out there that I should have just left it as a half sheet, because actually this is going to go like flopping way over this. I bet. Maybe not. Okay. I'm going to put this I'm going to mark my grid so I know exactly where I put this in case it does shift. Because sometimes it shifts around a little bit. So I'm looking for here we go. I've got a colored page or marker. I want it to be out more towards the edge here. Because this is, let's turn it this way. Okay, so I'm going to end up stamping it. I'm going to go here. This is where I'm going to have it there. And right there. Okay, so now I've kind of got a guide as to where, you know, where I'm going to have this. Because I am going to be moving this around a bit. You need the Stamparatus to do this. And I'm not going to use the magnets because I'm going to be stamping over that entire piece. That's partly why I should have just left it as a half sheet. I do have a half sheet. And then I could at least put my magnet down there. The thing is that your magnet doesn't always hold it all that well anyway. Not the way I do it. I think if I did it right, it'd be fine. Okay, I'm just playing. I'm just thinking, do I really want the magnet? I think I do. So we'll go ahead and use this. It's going to waste a lot of this cardstock. That's, you know, kind of just the way it goes. But at least I can use one. I can probably use two. Let's see. Don't get the magnets together. They don't. They'll break. They hit each other really hard. Okay, so I'm going to just line this up here. Let me turn it because my paper wasn't cut very nice that side. And that way I know exactly where it was. So I'm kind of right there where I can see those little dotted lines. All right, so I'll put a magnet there and one there. And then that will hold it down. All right, rays of light. This is what we're going to do with you. First of all, I'm going to lay it down right here where I want it. Uh-oh, see, my magnet's not going to be able to stay there because it's fine on that side, but not here. I'm going to move it out a bit. It's still gripping. It's just kind of complaining about where it's gripping. Okay, so now it's there. I better move that. You know, it's not going to be happy there, so we're going to move you here. All right, then I've got a little more wiggle room here on there when I move that. Okay, perfect. So this is where I'm putting it. Once you get your cardstock in place and your stamp where you want it, go ahead and close your lid. And now that's where it's going to stay. This is going to keep right here, and this is going to keep right here. You do not want to be shifting it around now. This is it. You've committed. And what I want to do is have a nice yellow center. So this is going to be a multicolored ray. I don't want it to just be, this is a sunrise, or it'd be a sunrise. But I need a really good yellow. We did have Pineapple Punch, was pretty good. I'm actually getting out a very old one. I don't know if you remember Yo-Yo Yellow, but Yo-Yo Yellow, you are bright, and that's what I want. I want nice, nice bright. So I'm going to do bright yellow all over the sun, but I'm not going to stay with just yellow. Now, I have got some white uninked. These are white uninked Stampin' Up! Dots. Ink pads. They're not inked. They're just white little linen-y. They're not that foam, I don't think. I love these. You have to buy the ink to go in it. Okay, so this is Saffron and Pineapple Punch together. So it's a little bit of a darker yellow. This one is Grapefruit Grove and Mango Melody. Okay. And this one is a Daffodil Delight. So I could have done Daffodil Delight, but I didn't. So there you go. Now what I need though is pumpkin pie or something, but I'm going to fix that problem later. So right now I'm going to take my Grapefruit Grove and Mango Melody, And I'm going to test it here, see how orangey you are. You're pretty orangey, so that's good. I think I didn't have a lot of pumpkin pie, and that might be why I did what I did here. So now that I've got my center all nice and yellow, a lot of it can be yellow. I don't want my ink mixing in with this pad, but I really don't care if this one gets sullied with other ink. That's the reason I do these. I can do all kinds of things. If they get messed up, it's okay. I think it doesn't cost a lot to buy these. And so now I can just use my orange to kind of go over some of this a little bit. Kind of inking out to the edge. Okay. And then I'm going to take my saffron and kind of go in a little bit there. Not a lot. Okay, now let me shut this up because this is an old ink pad that I found with somebody who had never used it, and I was so excited about it because I had never bought Yo-Yo Yellow. I don't think I was doing Stampin' Up! When that came around. Okay, pumpkin pie. Now, I have enough orange on the edge here that I'm fairly confident. I'm going to just do some of this. Just a little bit, not too much, because we're going to keep inking this up. I want to see how this is going to look first of all. Okay, so before I do anything more, in fact, let me do just that, because I can see it's darker there, which is fine, but I need to make sure there is at least coverage here. So let's get our little grapefruit grove again. I don't want any harsh lines, and I was afraid I might get some there. Okay, so now we're going to see what this looks like. Are you ready? Let me slide. Let me make some space here so I can slide us over a bit. Oh, please, please come out nicely, because I don't want to have to do it again. But you're going to see what I'm going to do with this. It's not going to matter. Oh, I love it. That's perfect. I don't like this so much. We need a little bit more, you know, something happening here. But that's actually pretty good. Now I can take my sponge. I'm going to clean off this sponge. Because I'm seeing where I'm going to take my sponge and clean off my stamp. I see that I need to... Uh-oh, what are you doing up there? Nothing. Okay, good. I need this. I don't want yellow there. I missed that side. So let's clean that stamp really good, get that all off, and then I'm going to stamp this with orange. Now that that's clean, I don't have to worry about it so much. I can kind of just go over the edges here with my pumpkin pie. But I do want to, I'm going to just take my finger. Should I? I shouldn't probably, but I'm tempted to. What I need to do is I need to just kind of rub this right here. I don't want lines. Okay, so I'm just kind of rubbing that a little bit there. And then I'll just hopefully get most of my hand cleaned off. If not, well, now you're going to have a nice yellowy, jaundiced finger. Okay, let's try it again. Let's see what we get. This is the other great thing about stamping. You never know what you're going to really get. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's good. Really good. Believe me, it is. I didn't soften this, but it doesn't matter because what I'm going to do next is you'll understand. I do want to put a little bit of sweet sorbet in the very edge down here. This edge part, frankly, is probably not even going to show in my window, but I want you to see what what I'm doing to get this. I haven't put it on Pinterest yet, but I've got a card that I showed my team that turned out really good using the old retired Love of Leaves. I loved those leaves. I was so sorry they didn't last longer than they did because they were some of the nicest leaves I think we've had. So I'm going to just do this just a little bit. Not a ton. I'm going to have to I'm going to use that baby wipe that I had wiped my hand with, actually. Well, I'll just do this. I don't want a ton of that red there. I do want some, but I kind of want it to not be too terribly strong. And I could just stamp it off. That might be a better plan, but I'm doing this for now. Let's see what happens. Maybe I should stamp it off. I'm afraid it's going to be super, super strong if I don't. Instead of stamping it off, I'm going to just go like this and like this. That's going to just get off some of that. Okay, very good. Okay, it was not really a stamp off, but sort of. Now lightly pressing. So now I've got some nice dark edge down here. Pretty good. All right, I'm done with this stamp, but I want to sponge it. It's going to look even better when you do that. Now, if you want the white edges, it's great, but it's a little harsh looking. If you have some kind of abstract thing going on, or you know, you just want really bold words or something like that on it, I think it would look great. And I've done it like that, but I really like how it turned out when I sponged it. So I'm going to put my Stamparatus away. I don't think I'm using it anymore today. Oops, let's not forget the magnets. And I'm not too bad a shape. Move you. That was just to support the Stamparatus lid. When you flop it up, it's nice to have a, raise that up just a little bit. And make sure I'm getting the right side down, because it is a very sticky backing. Okay, this is a good one, so you need that. All right, now what I want to do, I can take this away. I know there's going to be some glare here, and I apologize for it, but I really need my glass background, and I'm going to start with our yo-yo yellow. And to find a dry blending brush, because I did this already, and so they got kind of... Okay, so we're going to start here. And because it's yellow, I can start right on the paper. I shouldn't have started in the middle. I kind of did, but it doesn't really matter. So this is going to be nice and bright inside here. Ooh, nice and bright. Okay, now when I start with my other colors, I have got to remember to start off the page, because otherwise it's not going to work. Okay, so lots of yellow all over there. Now we're done with the yellow. And I'm going to pull in some Mango Melody. You can see from it that it's got just a little bit of red in it to make it a little more orangey. And this, you can see how bright that is. I'm going to just use this side. But I'm going to start on the board. And you can see what what that first bit looks like right here. And by doing that, you can kind of judge where you want to start. Like I got this line of orange, so I really am going to want to blend that in. So I know I'm going to make this darker down here, so I'm going to start right on my card and get this much darker down here. Okay. And now you can see how it's kind of blending a little bit better, the color. Okay, now we can just start adding it a little bit more to the side. Okay, I do have jokes for you today. We've had some bad news this weekend. Just in general, there's been some bad news. In fact, I heard that there was a shooting in St. Louis at a school, not an elementary school, but at a school not long ago. That's always bad news. All right, so I'm gonna do that, and now we're gonna get that pumpkin pie back out, and let me get a different brush. I'm gonna find one that, this one's purple. See if I've got one that has, I try to keep the colors pretty much the same because, but I do find that I end up with a lot more blues because I mix them. So I'm thinking of maybe, I don't really want to put yellow in my pumpkin pie. Let me see, one of my brushes is still pretty wet that I used earlier. So I'll have to sacrifice one that's fairly color-free right now. All right, so here we go. Pumpkin pie. Let's try you. Let's see how you do. Jeff and I had never been to Carthage before. It's really a cute little town. We love going and looking at all the cute little towns. There's so many of them around here. Really enjoy that. Now, I don't want a lot of orange on this side. Just a tiny bit. We're going to, of course, cut all that off, but... Okay, I'm kind of spinning it because these sides are the shortest to the center of that sun, and they're going to determine more how much orange I get down here. So I kind of need to have my sides done because I'm trying to stay at a diameter, you know, a radius. I'm trying to keep a sort of circle of color going where it's radiating from. And you can still see all the nice yellows in there. I do still have this line. I'm not happy about how I did that. And actually, I have another stamp that I use when I do this off camera. That is a graduated color stamp. But it is not a stamp. Oh, my thumb got ink there. Oh, well, I'm going to end up having to put a sentiment there, I suspect, or making sure my window frame hits that spot. My window frame's actually going to be really forgiving to anything that I'm not doing well. So that's another reason that it's a good one to use with this till you're a little more, you know, you've practiced, you're a little more proficient with your blending. Okay, so that's better, much better. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it would have been better if it was just a little bit more, you know, circular here instead of, I don't know, off. But you know how skies are, so it can be this way. I'm going to stick with this brush. I think it'll be okay as long as I use this side more. I'm using Sweet Sorbet, and I'm not going to use a ton of it. So I'm going to just stick with the side and try not to get a lot of my stuff in here. I just want to get some red in here on the bottom and up. So I know this bottom is not going to show, and so I'm just going right on the paper. But if it was going to show, I would be going, you know, I would cut this off so that I could go off of it and on to the paper. Okay, there we go. Now we're getting a little bit softer edge there, so that worked out really well. And that's one reason you want to decide if you're going to have a mistake. Have your mistake where you want it getting darker rather than lighter. Pretty hard to fix. I guess you could turn it upside down. And I could do this at the top too if I wanted, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go ahead and make this bottom part quite dark. All right, now I forgot I do need my Stamparatus out again. It's one reason I marked that grid and I totally forgot. This time I don't even really need to do this next step. This actually turned out better than the one that I was practicing on, I think, earlier. Let me try to smooth this area just a little bit. Let's get your real yellow here. There's still quite a bit of ink on this brush, you know, so you can kind of use it to work areas that you think aren't quite smooth enough. It doesn't matter if you know, get ink mixed up on here. It's just on your pads that it's an issue. You don't want to do that. Okay, good enough. Alrighty, now then, let me clean up this area before I get more ink all over myself. And then I can put my paper down there. I don't think I'm doing any more sponging, so we'll be fine. All right. Oh boy, I have seen some, we did get a little pickup truck, a little red pickup truck. No, not a big one. A little one about this big with in the back, little succulents. They planted cute, Jeff's a sucker for succulents. And so that turned out, it's really cute. It's a little Christmas truck. It has a little Christmas. It's a little bit vintagey looking. It's very cute. And we got a really good deal on that. That was actually in Rogersville. If you're anywhere near me, you know where I'm talking about. We went there before we went to, or no, we went to Carthage on the day we went down to see Joplin. Because Jeff and I went to visit his brother in Texas. We just drove through Joplin, and we've never been there. Of course, everybody remembers all the awful tornado stuff they had. We wanted to see what the town looks like. You know, the town really was wiped out to a great degree because most of the downtown stuff that would have been cute little old stuff was new, or newer. And so it actually doesn't have quite the charm that some of the towns do because of that. There's still some old buildings, though. It was fun. We had a good time, and it was nice to see them. So I'm going to place this. Isn't going to be exact, but what I'm doing, it doesn't even matter if it's not going to be exact. But I did need it in kind of the same spot, right? So there we go. So now let me grab my stamp set again, or stamp again. Oh, the problem is that I really don't know where I placed it. I should have left it on here. What a ding dong, because I don't think I can do it. If I had left it on, I could do it, but I took it off. So I really can't do it. I was going to stamp again, which I did when I made my other one, and it gave me my lines just a little bit stronger, but you know, I really can't do that. I just totally blew that off, forgot totally. I needed to keep that cling stamp on there. So note to self, if you're using the Stamparatus, don't take it off too soon. Don't take it off of the sheet before you're positive you don't need it in that same spot again. All right, I'm going to put this here so we have less glare happening. That should help. And I'll put my some other things over here just because this glass really reflects badly and it's difficult to see. Now this is very bright. I do have some issues going on here, but we're going to ignore the issues. And I'm not going to bother cutting this yet because I want to get going with this. I'm just going to set aside for now and we'll play with it a little bit more. All right, so window wishes. What we're going to do with a window is I need some cardstock because I'm going to, what I want to do is just cut out the, where's the window? This is window, where's the window? Okay, Kathy, what have you done? Where is your, oh, the window. I've got a separate, ding dong. Okay, window die, here it is. I've got it in a separate container so I can use it when I don't have this out. Totally didn't know where it was, my goodness, even though I wrote it down here. 3 of the dies are in a separate window pack. Sheesh, good thing I can write notes to myself. Too bad I can't read the notes. But anyway, I remembered miraculously. So what I want to do is have, I want to have my window, and so I'm going to cut this out so you can see what's what with the window, because I was a little surprised with how it cut out, and you might be too. So we'll just see if you are. Maybe you already have the window, and so you know all about it. But if you don't, you might be interested in this. So let me get my machine out and move this. We'll move the camera up a bit so you can see a bit more. And now, let me see. I think I actually I was going to use Sweet Sorbet. But I'm thinking of having this be on the card. Now this is, there's a foil pack. It's really cute. There's not a lot of colors in it. Let me see if I can find the paper for this so I can tell you what the name of it is. Oh, where's the name? I see the pack. There's this green with snowflakes. It's almost a pool party. This kind of a crushed curry or bumblebee-ish sort of deal going on here, but I think the prettiest one to me is the red, and I've used almost all of that up, and it's actually it's the cranberry cobbler, no, cherry cobbler is what it is. And so anyway, thinking of using the yellow. I haven't really used it much yet, and I think it will look nice with the card. But I don't think, here it is. It is called Festive Foils. They were, I think, on back order for a while, Festive Foils. But I believe they are back. They are really nice, and so I would recommend them. But I guess we can use cranberry cobbler. Let's try it. Let's see how that ends up looking. I think it might look okay. We'll see. We'll find out. I was planning on using brown, but all right. So with the window die, this is what happens. Let's get this plate down first. And the cranberry or cherry cobbler. This is going to cut out a frame. Okay. This is going to cut out a little window shape inside the frame. So I kind of need this to be in here just right. And then this could be a nice little window ledge. So because I don't really know what I'm doing yet, I'm going to stick it way over here in case I decide I need to use more the cutout part too, the other, you know, the part that's left behind, whatever you call that. So we're going to cut that out, and then you can see what this looks like, because I guess I was a little confused with how this was going to piece out when I first envisioned it. All right, so there's that piece, and that one, and that one. And you can see it all falls out very nicely. I haven't even had to use my, I've cut out several of these and I still haven't had to use the little brush because those just pop right out. Let's try it the right way. Okay, let's try it the right way again. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. There's that piece. This part you can save. I mean, you might want to use it. You never know. I mean, I just always save everything. First of all, just to be on the safe side. And except for these, I'm getting rid of. So this is how that cuts out. And you can use that. Like, I could use it here. If I decide I don't like that yellow, I might want to do it. We'll see. So just hang on to your pieces. And you can layer it all together, but I also found it looks pretty good not layered together as well. So let's go like this. Get that out of the way. And then see how we want this with the sun. All right. So do I want just this with the sun? See, you can see what I'm talking about as far as I'm losing most of this in my picture. But that's okay. I could do something kind of abstract if I wanted to, but I'm not concerned about it. I knew I was going to lose a lot of it, and I really don't care. I kind of just wanted to show you what you can do here. You can put your light more at the top, you know. So when you're doing your window, and since I've got all of this, I'm going to want this inside. I'm of two minds. This is nice as the window only, but if you do the frame too, I don't know. It kind of looks nice sometimes with a different color frame. Then this stands out more. What do you think? This is like a super, super tiny ledge. Super tiny ledge. I'm not even going to use it. All right, so let's see how my yellow looks with this. Yeah, it's okay. I'm not so sure that I do like it. I think I might go with some crumb cake or something instead. But isn't that nice? I think that's going to be really good, even though I'm not sure that I like the cherry cobbler with it. I'm gonna put this aside for now and think about it. Okay, so let's grab out a piece of crumb cake, and if I can find it, we're gonna do, instead of the yellow, I've already decided I'm gonna have to do like a brick wall or something, because I'm not gonna like that. And the card is just gonna, it's just gonna be your standard opening card. So I'm gonna just cut it here at 4 1/4 by 11. And then we'll score that at 5 1/2. And I am going to get out my jokes, because I think I'm at the point now I don't have to think quite so much. There's a brick and mortar embossing folder. Where are you? I've got a bunch out, and I don't think brick and mortar is any of these. No, it's not, of course, but I have it right here. I use it all the time. This is a real standard one, so it's not hard to find. Okay, so if I want to have my bricks inked up, you know, it's pretty hard to do, because you can ink up the front, but all that's going to do really is, I don't know. I'm not sure if it'll really get my mortar lines. I haven't really done it that way, because I've just been inking the top afterwards, because I've wanted the bricks to be done and not the mortar lines. So let's give it a go. Let's do the mortar lines. We're going to do them with a dark ink and see what happens. How about let's start with just sticking with crumb cake and see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to ink it up the front, which is going to be the lines mostly. It looks like it's getting the bricks some. Maybe it'll be good. Who knows? Now, if I wanted to, oh shoot, I just shoved my thumb on that. I should have known today was going to be a day I'd be doing silly things like that. I kind of had an inkling early on in the day that it was going to be one of those kinds of days. I better leave that out. I'm going to be using it, I suspect. Okay, it inked up my mortar lines really well. It also did ink up my bricks, and some of them a lot more than I want them to be inked up. Here, let me grab my scrap and get some of that off. And I see a line there as well I don't want. Okay. I'm just getting rid of a whole lot of that there. Huh. I'm going to use my red here. And I'm going to just put randomly on my bricks some of that. And now I got rid of that line that I did not want for sure. Okay, let's see how this looks, okay? Sure. Let's just see what happens. Now you want to make sure your bricks are going the proper direction. I want the card to be going this way. So I'm going to stick it in like this. I'm going to line it up here on my line. It'll help it stay a little bit better. Now I'm going to hang on to that. I have to get my sandwich, the proper sandwich over here, because I'm not exactly sure if I have the right idea for what. I always end up changing blades as I do this, or changing cutting plates, so bear with me. So I'm going to try this one. If it isn't the correct one, the cover plate, then I'll switch. Let's see if that goes through. Aha, that's going through beautifully. So that was the correct one. I'm going to put it back the other way just to get it good, because I have ink on there. There you go. That looks great. Perfect. Okay, it did do the back a little bit. That's okay. I'm fine with that. That looks really good. And the problem is that I did it before I cut out my window, but I'm just not going to worry about it because I kind of need the window cut out, and then I'm going to have to do it again. So I'm not going to take that ink off. I suspect I'm going to be needing some of that back on again because I need to cut out that window where I need the window. Now I could just, instead of doing that, I suppose what I could do is I could cut this. Maybe I should just do that. Then I won't have to mess with it. We'll just cut this where I want it, cut the window out of this, glue it to the back of that. Sure, let's just do that. All right. And then I won't have a hole on it either. I don't really need the hole. All right, so this is the easy way to do it. Now, I have done a card with my, in fact, let me show it to you. It took me a long time to figure out exactly how I wanted to do this fun fold using this window thing. So I've got this on it just to keep it closed because it's pretty fat. And this is from Window. What is this from? This is from, well, where are you? I thought I had you guys out here handy. That one is from Wrapped in Christmas, which was the wrapped one. So that's what that sentiment is from. Everything else is current on there. And then this is from Wrapped in Christmas. And then I did this little pop out here. Okay. And this is Trimming the Tree. That's Treasures of Life. That one's retired. That one's current. And then those little packages, are quite old. Those are like 2 or, I don't know, more years ago, because that was the Fuzzy Flock white there. So you see how the frame is. You can do different colors of frames. And so anyway. All right. So that's kind of why I was thinking I would need to cut this. It does give you a bit more depth when you cut it, but I'm just not going to do it on this one. All right. I really like that Treasures of Life. That was a good one. I always wonder why they stop things that I like so much. Why do they? They don't do it on purpose. I know. They really don't. Now, since I better clean this off if I'm not going to need to do that again. This is probably one of my favorite embossing folders ever. We had a brick one. I do have another Stampin' Up! Brick one. I don't really... His bricks were bigger, and these are much more detailed. This isn't quite a 3D, I don't think. I didn't write it down that it is, but it feels thick. It feels like a 3D one. It's nice. The 3D ones sometimes are a little more problematic for me to get my sandwich right, because some of them are thicker than others. All right. Let me see here, my jokes. Who were the greenest presidents in history? Do you know? The greenest presidents in history. My wipe got on there, didn't it? All right, now I'm going to bring my cutting thing over again because I need that. I need that to cut out this part just so that it doesn't... It's going to be... Actually, I don't want to cut it out because I don't want this part cut out. I want this part to cut out. I'm going to end up just cutting it by hand. I really kind of wanted that in the center, but since I've got my flub going there, I'm going to move this here. And maybe even more here. Okay? It doesn't really matter. It can shift around. That's the other beauty about round and oval and what, you know, this ray thing. You can do it like this. You know, you could do almost anything you want. In fact, I kind of like that. Okay, you could do that. I don't care for that as much, though. How about like right at the top? No, I don't like that as much. That was actually kind of cool. Right there. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to cut that out. Okay, so the greenest presidents in history. Who were the greenest presidents in history? It's a joke. You have to come up with something funny as a response, sorta. This isn't a good one, but you'd have to know the presidents. Somebody who doesn't even know the presidents is not going to get this one. If you're thinking about it, you probably could. I'll give you a big hint. If you're a plant fiend, you'll know the answer. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit on the inside of this line that I've just cut. Just a little bit. Okay, that's all trash, sorta, although I might find use for it. Who knows? And now that is my see, did I cut enough off? No, I didn't really. Let's cut a little more away. Okay, you're not getting it, so now I have to give you the answer. It is the bushes. The bushes were the greenest presidents. Now, if you were an environmentalist, you'd probably be gagging right now, but I don't think any of us are, so we're good. Isn't that pretty? I love that. All right, now my sentiment is going to be when God closes a door, he opens a window. So I actually need to have my sentiment sticking in here somehow. So I think I might put this to the side. I can put this in also if I want to, just to show that this is actually a window. So let's do that. Right now I'm just going to glue this down. I love that stamp set, or that sentiment. It's not a Bible verse, not an actual Bible verse. I am going to put this one, though, on the inside. With God, all things are possible. Now, that one is a Matthew Bible verse. So let me make sure I get this positioned right. I'll stick it there. And then that's going to go down like right there. Make sure before it gets too sealed up, I've got it in the right spot. All right, now I can stick this right on there. Isn't that pretty? I don't know that I really like red as my frame, but that's what we're going with because I cut it out that way already. Do I have some dimensionals out already? I do. I should use my lined ones. Where are those? I have like straight, oh, they're right here on my desk. They're a lot easier to work with when you want some, they're a little thicker, so they stand up a little bit better. And I think I want that frame to be up a bit more anyway. Okay, here's another one. My hotel tried to charge me $10 extra for air conditioning. And that wasn't cool, is the punchline. Some of these are not jokes. They're just, you know, you need like a little drummer behind you to give the ta-ta-ta at the end of that one. All right, these actually can move a tiny bit, not a lot. But you can kind of start it. We use these, you know, a lot on all of our shaker cards. It's one reason they need to be nice and fat. You need a lot more oomph to a shaker card. So that's partly why that's fat, but it also is why it's important for it to be able to be bent a little bit. I don't think we're getting as much rain as they said we were going to be. I'm just not seeing it. It's a good amount. I mean, it's better than nothing. It was a pretty good amount. It's supposed to rain tomorrow too, and then they've even changed it to maybe raining again during the week, one of the days. So I think we're going to get plenty. I hope so. We definitely need it. I was having to go out and actually water, which is one reason I moved here, so I wouldn't have to do that. This place gets plenty of water usually. I shouldn't have to be watering. But I did. I had to water the lawn 4 times this summer and fall. In fact, I did it more during this fall. I think I only watered once during the summer, and the grass got pretty brown at times, but then it would rain and it would be fine. But during the fall, I think I had to water at least 3 times because it's normally wet. I think. We've only been here, you know, a short time, so what do I know? Okay, there's that window. I think I put that actually back. This is the bottom of that piece, but oh well. And now I'm gonna just glue this in here because I want to show that there's depth there, right? Plus, these are it's really a little too fat. If I had cherry cobbler colored dimensionals, it would be fine, but that white will stick out like a sore thumb even if there's just a teeny tiny bit showing. Just a tiny bit of glue. It's not going to take a lot to stick down there, and it's going to have a nice little edged frame to kind of keep it in place. So, there we go. Get you down in there. All right, very cute. Get my edge over just a tiny bit there. All right. It's a little bit more that way probably, but we're going to live with it. All right, very cute, very cute. Now I was going to put pumpkins in this window, but there's not going to be room for the pumpkins in the window because I do want this sentiment. So let me grab a tag and see what we're going to do with the tag. I know I've got something here. Let's peek at it. Let's see which one we're going to want. I might end up having to cut around it. That's a pretty large sentiment. This flag would barely fit, but it's pretty large. I'd have to shorten it up, which I could do. Let's see what else we've got. There's a shorter version in here somewhere, but I don't think it's going to be big enough. No. I can make it smaller and separate it out. I don't really want to, though. I want to just keep it as is. So maybe we'll do bigger. It won't be big enough. Might have to get out a die and cut out the size I need. Because none of these pieces are looking quite right. And I don't really want that. Okay. So let's go ahead and just stamp this on some cardstock, and we will cut it out with a die. Now again, this is foam adhesive strips, it's called. I've got my palette knives in there as well. They're handy to have. Okay, there's some white cardstock that's Stampin' Up! White cardstock. I usually have a bunch of scraps laying around. Oh, there we go. There's some right there. All right. We'll use the cup, actually it's not sweet sorbet, it's cherry cobbler. Where is my cherry cobbler? Oh, there you are. That'll stand out nicely. I could use brown. Maybe I want to use brown. You want to use the least obvious color here. It's kind of hard for me to decide because orange is fine, but I'm still thinking I might put a pumpkin down there. So that'd be too much orange if I do orange. Maybe I better do crumb cake. I can always stamp it again, can't I, if I don't like it? Yeah, that's going to be good. This is not even that's not even an old Stampin' Up! I usually try to stick with Stampin' Up!, but today I just couldn't do it. Sorry. That's the way it goes. Okay, you know, I'm not sure if I'm going to find a die that's going to actually work really perfect with what I want here. I'm going to find, here's our shapes. I don't want that. Stitched shapes. I think we better just go with the old stitched rectangle. It's probably going to have one that's pretty close to what I need. That is about as close as you're going to get. And have it not be so big, you know, that it's covering everything up. Let's do that. It'd be kind of hard for me to get it perfectly on the sentiment. without, hopefully I'm getting all of the words. I'm afraid the one letter's probably going to be off just a tad. We'll see. It's pretty good. It's probably as good as it's going to get. All right. So we can stick that there, or there, or there, or there, or there. No, we're going to stick it right here. But I do think I'll be able to put my pumpkins in. And if I do put the pumpkins in, it's probably going to be fine right there. Let's look at those pumpkins. You also could put a big leaf. I happen to have a Love of Leaves leaf here. We could do that and that. Maybe I'll just do that. Because we are going to, I'm just using a retired set anyway. So why don't I just use my Love of Leaves leaf and this, and we can tie it. What do you think? I think I like that. That looks good. All right, so we're going to just, I think I need to put, I'm going to have to use the same height dimensional. So I can't just stick my dimensionals on there. I'll need to use a little bit of this. And then I'll glue it where it's going to be on the frame. Just keep it the same height as that frame. That. So I need it here. Now let's use the shorter one. Oh, there we go. All right, that. There. And then this one here. Okay. It's time for another joke. It's so quiet. Of all the no. What's this? Did I do that one? Of all the inventions of the last 100 years, the dry erase board has to be the most remarkable. Ha ha ha, that's a good one. That's a good teacher joke. Okay, how do I want this? I think I did that one last week. At least it seems like I did. I need it to, okay, like there. Okay, there we go. Now I guess I can put one little bitty one there. Little bitty piece. Come on. Oh, let's grab you. Little tiny bit. Sticking to the leaf would be helpful. In America, using them, I did do that one because I remember this one. Using the metric system can get you in legal trouble. Yeah, anyway, never mind about that one. What do you call a line of... I did do that. I never marked any of these off. I thought I did. What do you call a beehive without an exit? Now, this is a good one. And I think we need a little bit of cherry cobbler color on here, just a little. And I don't really want to put a frame on it. So I'll just take my pen and we'll just add a little color to the edge. I could, if I trusted myself, spatter a little something on there, but I'm afraid cherry cobbler is just gonna, not a good plan. Not a good plan. So let's see, cherry cobbler. Are you cherry cobbler? Yes, you are. Okay, what do you call a beehive without an exit? Hey, Freddie, I haven't seen you in ages. Where have you been? It's nice to see you. Do you know the answer to this one? What do you call a beehive without an exit? You'll like this one. Okay, there we go. I can't even see it, but I don't want to get too carried away here. Ah, I just did. You know, and it's getting way too dark. So not only am I screwing my label up, I think I'm going to just stamp it again in Cherry Cobbler. I'm caving. Okay, now let me check this and see if she got it. She might. She's pretty smart. A lot smarter than I am with these jokes. I'm terrible at jokes. At least I usually get them when I get the answer. Like in, you know, I mean, you do probably know there are some people that even when they have heard the joke, they're still looking at you like, well, I don't think that's funny at all. I don't think they get it. Either they do get it and it is dumb or... Okay, let's see. That, I think I can handle that on there. That'll be good. That'll be better. Let me cut that out if I can find my stitched rectangle die again. Very cute. Okay, I'm giving you the answer since I don't hear any answers going here. It's you call it unbelievable. Unbelievable. I think that's a good one. Unbelieve, you know, like leaving. Okay, I'm the only one that likes it, I guess. I'm sorry. I thought it was pretty good. It's one I'll try to remember to tell my grandkids. I think they're going to like that one. And it's one they should be able to remember to tell kids at school. I don't remember what, oh, that's much better. Yeah, I don't remember where we were, but wherever it was. Oh, it was the flight to Los Angeles. The guy that was sitting next to Jeff, he was a nice guy, but you know, it's nice to not be the one sitting next to somebody on a flight. Anyway, he had practiced up on his jokes. So he told us a few, and as he was doing that, I was thinking, it's, you know, not a bad technique. And as in, let's tell people to warm them up a joke. I thought, I wonder if he's a minister. He was. He was a retired minister. They always have jokes handy. They're very, very fun. We've never known a minister that wasn't fun. They might be, you know, sometimes peculiar or even cranky. That would be bad. They might not be fun. I don't think we've ever had a cranky one. But, I'm looking for my twine. I'm not finding my twine, and I thought I had it handy, right here. It's something I use every single day. So why are you missing twine? There's only one row of brown ribbons, tan ribbons. I know I haven't used it up. Where are you? You're like totally missing. That is so strange. Maybe I have used it up. I don't know. Suppose it's possible. It doesn't seem possible. Okay, I'm going to have to get a grip on that. And instead of using twine, I guess, since I can't find it, wow, that's really weird. I am going to grab out some, this is like from Nature's something or other. I don't even know if I want that color anyway. Because I might want, since I got Cherry Cobbler, I could probably use Cherry Cobbler. What do you think? Let's tie it in a bow and see what happens. Okay, my hotel, oh, I did that one. If you ever find a doctor who screwed up my limb replacement surgery, I'll kill him with my bare hands. I don't, I don't really get that one. If I ever find the doctor who screwed up my limb replacement surgery, I think it's, it's spelled B-E-A-R as in bear, claw, bear instead of B-A-R-E. That's not a good joke. If you have to spell the dads.com that did that one, you should just be ashamed of yourself on that one. No kid is going to even get that. I suppose a teacher that's teaching antonyms or synonyms, or what is that? That's not an antonym or a synonym. What is it when they are the same sounding word, but they're different words? That's what that is. So you could, use it for that. Other than that, it's a terrible joke. Okay. Attached gingerly, and I'm going to have to get a clip because I want to do the inside of this card. So there's your window. Window wishes. It is a really cool stamp set as well, even though I didn't use any of the actual stamps. It is cool. Uh-oh. My clip's not quite reaching. Dough. Okay. Hope that stays. All right, so what we need is some white in here. Right? Let's see what we've got. I usually have some scrap laying around that's approximately the right size. That's not close enough. Let's see here. It doesn't have to be white. I might have something that's not white. I have some vanilla. Let's use that. And I could use, instead of doing this, I can just use since I've got my rectangles out, let's use not the largest one, that one's too big. Now this is a retired set. I'm so sorry if you missed it. You should have got it. That's perfect. That big one. You can't put it at an angle into the cutting machine, and it really does give me grief. Okay, there we go. All right, so that page, I have done all of those jokes. Did you know that the first French fries weren't cooked in France? Do you know where the first French fries were cooked? Do you have any idea? Okay, it's not hard. You're going to get this one if you just think about it. Okay, now, where's my set? The one that I should be using. All right, so we've got, Christmas sentiments, which isn't really going to work with the stamp that I chose to put here, because I want something hopeful. So I guess I won't be using these after all. I kind of thought I might, but I'm not going to. I will just use a pumpkin instead. We're going to put some pumpkins down here. I'm sure I have pumpkin sets that are current, but I'm not going to go find them because this is the one that I was originally going to use. The little dot. This is one of my favorites, this Gather Together. Put a little crumb cake sparkle on it. Just a little bit. Like that. Okay, so they were cooked in, did anybody answer before I give you the answer? They were cooked in Greece. They were not cooked in France. They were cooked in Greece. That's pretty good. I think my grandkids might know that one. Might guess it. crumb cake back. Okay, here's a good one for those of you who like old movies. This one's kind of a fun movie. If you see it on TV, the TV version that's edited slightly. This morning, Siri said, "Don't call me Shirley. I accidentally left my phone in airplane mode." Ha ha ha. That was kind of cute. But you do have to know that one to get it. All right. You know what? I've ordered my pumpkin pie blends, and I don't think I have any pumpkin pie. I don't, but let's try. I don't think I have any pumpkin pie. I've got my papaya. If I have to use that, I can. Let me grab out. Do I still have my old pumpkin blends in here? Yes, I do. Good. All right, so there's probably enough juice in there to make it work. Good. The dark ones always last longer than the light ones. Glad I didn't just dump it out foolishly. All right, it is not raining as much as I thought it was going to be, and I'm a little disappointed about that. I really like seeing the rain because it also gives me an excuse to stay inside and do a lot more stamping. And when it's not raining, I don't have that excuse. All right, and a little bit of brown for my stem. I don't know about you, if you're a pumpkin fiend. I like to look at pumpkins and I like to buy pumpkins for Halloween, but now that the kids are grown, it's like, well, come on. I don't really need to do that, but I like to do it still. And they have ones with really fat, thick stems now. Oh man, those are nice pumpkins. They never had those when our kids were young. They didn't grow that kind, and kids always grab the pumpkin by the stem and pull it up and break that stem off. I'm telling you, these fat ones that they do now, there's no way that's going to happen. Okay, so since my sentiment says when God closes the door, he opens a window, I'm going to leave this clean because I'm going to want to write on it, but I will put my with God, all things are possible. I think we'll just do that right here with the crumb cake, not crumb cake, cherry cobbler. And we'll see it right over the pumpkins, hopefully, because it's kind of a long one. Perfect. And we'll get that in there, and that is going to be a really nice one. This is the kind of sentiment you just can keep on hand all the time. It's never going to get stale. Useful in any occasion. Except for, like, you would not want to use it for, condolences or anything like that. Okay, there we go. Boy, that cherry cobbler's messy. It's a good thing I had those sparkles on there because now there's some cherry cobbler there as well. All right, I think that is that. So again, this is what I used. I used the Window Wishes, but I only used the dies this time for that. And, oh, where are you? Rays of Light. There you go. Rays of Light. That one's just perfect for a Bible verse, isn't it? I mean, how much more perfect can you get for a Bible verse than rays of light? All right, well, thank you so much for watching with me. I appreciate it and sharing my videos. That's very kind of you to do. And don't forget, you only have a couple more months or weeks, couple more weeks, or even just 1 week and a day, I think, to join a team. Join our team, and you'll get lots of benefits for doing that. Thank you so much, Chris. It's nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me, Freddie. It was good to see that you were on. I know you see it at times. A lot of people watch stuff on YouTube, and I have toyed with the idea of leaving Facebook and just going to YouTube. But Facebook has the ability to turn this around, and I can't figure it out on YouTube. I'm sure they can too, but I can't figure it out. And so it's just easy for me to do this. So I'll just be here for a while. We'll see. And next month, there's already another stamp set. It's a suite of stuff that's out. I think, is it next week? It's November 4 or somewhere around Election Day. And so at any rate, be looking for that. It's, I kind of even forget the name of it. I did order it, so I will be working on that when it arrives, but that'll be a couple of weeks from now. And what else is new? I don't think there's anything else new. So I think we're all good. You guys have a wonderful day, a good week. Finish off the week strong. Don't eat too much candy. I'm still dieting. I have 1 more week. I'm being really good. I was good when we went down to Carthage. I didn't eat anything down there at all. Oh, I take it back. We stopped at the Brahms ice cream shop, but I controlled myself. So I did have a little bit that day, but I've been really good. So I am getting ready to eat some Halloween candy on October 31. Boy, it's funny how things never change. I'm just as much of a little child as I ever was, except for I get so little now. I used to eat a lot more when I was a little tyke. All right. Have a great day. See you next week. Bye.